everybody doing? I hope you're doing great. I had a great week. I had a great day, great hour. Hopefully this episode turns out okay, because if not, I'm still going to have a great rest of my evening. Today's episode, very good episode, very fitting for the end of the Love Month, also Black History Month. I don't know which one. I'll probably say love before Black History Month. And why does anybody need a whole month, you know? Puerto Rican Heritage Month starts at the 15th. And I have one of my friends made a hilarious joke. I'm going to make this joke. Reason Puerto Rican Heritage Month starts at the 15th of the month, and I agree with this, it's because we're always late for everything. But once we get there, we're going to work really hard. We're going to get it done, and we're not going to leave until it's done. That's why we tend to have the most toxicas. So today's title of the episode is going to be Beauty, episode 13, Beauty and the Beast. Who was really the beast? So, in regular fashion, also remember to remember to add me on all the platforms. It's all the same username. I made it easy for y'all. But hit a like on this episode is a good one. And then stay tuned for a little detail about, some quick information about South by Southwest, which is soon to come to Austin, Texas. So, in normal fashion, first clip we have for you guys today is something to set the tone, like always, nice and high energy. You know, one of your ADHD people or ADD. I probably have a little bit of autism in there. I don't know. I'm either artistic or I'm autistic. I don't know. Maybe I'm both. But this is actually from South by Southwest 2013. This was a viral video that popped up during that 12 years ago, it says. Bless you. Mark Miller on YouTube. Sorry if I yelled Mark Miller on YouTube. This is a video brought to us by him. Look, guys, nobody likes a bully. Nobody likes a bully. Look at the bully. And he's got a red little shirt folded up, whistling like he's like an attack bird. Ugh, unattractive. Oh, and look at that guy. Why would he punch randos, bro? Come on. Oh, and that's what happens when a real man steps up. Real men said, I'm tired of you, your attitude, the way you're walking, how you're breathing, what you're doing. And that's all it takes, guys. The only thing that can deal with a bad man is probably a good man. Just to be like, hey, man, that's not how gentlemen behave. So good for him, man, for standing up. But again, I think he works down here, and those guys are definitely protected in some capacity. Don't get involved in altercations, especially in Austin. It's never good. Come out here acting correct, being correct. Have a good time. Love a good time. South by Southwest coming up. So, yeah, don't be a bully. So, today's episode, the bulk or the meat, as my producer says. I'm trying to use more movie. Maybe I'll get in a movie. We'll see if he actually ends up like me. I don't even know if he likes me still. Benji, you like me? Do you like
right.
me?
Yeah. South by Southwest. It's the film time.
That's right. They're diminished a lot of the music and film, and now they're trying to corporatize it. Yeah, but it's still going to be South by Southwest in some capacity. So, yeah. But you probably see Benji out there. Maybe you see me. Benji's going to be pedicabbing as well because it keeps him fit and he puts money in his pocket. So, Benji, speaking about Benji liking me, not only as a coworker, a friend, director, producer, or just as a human, today's episode is driven. The subject matter is going to be self-love. How to practice self-love. What is self-love? And self-love is the way you see yourself. Actually, Jarvis, would you look the definition of self-love, please? The dictionary, Webster, Anglo-Saxon dictionary, please. But yeah, self-love is how you view yourself. And while my Jarvis is doing what Jarvis does, he's just, I got to upgrade his processor. Man, man, self-love. I'm going to add you, and I will tell you in the comments, or tell me if you know who this is in the comments. And I asked Confucius, a Chinese philosopher from the great republics of China. And he goes, every person has 3 faces. The first face is the one that you portray to strangers and to the world. The second face is the face that you portray to your friends and family. And the third face is the one that most people don't even think about. And that's the face you have to come at peace with when you look at yourself in the mirror. Who is that person? Are you glad that person is? Are you happy with that person? And are you happiness? And I know happiness is fleeting, but do you feel like you've stayed true to that person's purpose? Always got to have a purpose. Benji, definition of self-love.
So this is the definition that Jarvis has given us. Self-love, to masturbate. Neil, did you get some pussy last night? Bob says, hell no. It was all self-love last night.
Yo, I gotta fire Jarvis. I know he's full of it. I'm looking for the real definition, guys. I don't even know if we can use
Jarvis
that language.
That's not the definition that I would have used.
Oh
But
my gosh. I told you guys I have to upgrade the processing.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Let's see. I'll do my own work here because obviously I don't get any good help, and which we will talk about this too. You are who you surround yourself with. So something very important to keep. Self-love is a profound state of appreciation for one's...
Looks like I've got an update from Jarvis here.
If Jarvis is wrong again, I'm shutting him down.
I think this seems a little more on point for what you were thinking. Self-love, noun. Love of self, such as an appreciation of one's own worth or virtue. Self-love begins when we observe our actions and words with comparison as if we were our own best friend. Sarah M. Bosworth said that, so that was a quote.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that was very beautiful. The second definition, the B.
Not definition, use case. The first is the most common use case.
Yeah, this is the second most common.
We got language is very important. I'm a product of a public school system, ESL. Benji used to be an English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to teach English.
And if we're gonna pay for the subscription of Jarvis, because it's not cheap, we gotta make sure that he knows what he's saying.
It was a little glitch, I guess.
Yeah.
But proper regard for and attention to one's own happiness or well-being. The quote that goes with that, nurturing your body seems simple, but for me, it feels like an extreme act of self-love. Danielle Intremont.
I like that second use case because it really drives in how difficult it is to practice self-love. And on that same note, I'm going to quote one of my episodes, another episode that we'll probably produce here. And it's about practicing gratitude. I think practicing gratitude is very important with self-love because if you're not just grateful that your mother did not, not make you happen, or that your that your parents didn't meet together, or your, producers. Trying to be PC here, always stay PC here in the IggyThaMan show.
Don't self-censor.
Well, just making sure I don't want to hurt anybody. Practice gratitude. You got to be grateful with yourself, and we're going to go ahead and move on that note.
Well, there's a third one that I think
there's a
fits
third one. Oh my
with
God.
your the third usage is inflated love or pride in oneself, narcissism or conceit. Individuals ruled by self-love and selflessness.
That's an extreme use case.
Yeah, and that's the third use.
Yeah, and see, this is why with words and language, Benji, let me know as a previous English professor, teacher.
Well, you're always an English professor. Once an English professor, always an English professor.
That's how I feel about dorks. Once a dork, always a dork.
Nice. Well said.
When it comes to language, the reason I was made it very clear between the difference between definitions and use cases, because the first use case is what's most common with our current usage of vocabulary, and this is why vernacular is very important for those of you vernacular. Yeah, let's look up what the definition of vernacular is to make sure the people that don't know. That's just what it is, Labels. This is why I said on the intro.
Well, vernacular is the usage that people use it in their regular.
That's right. Everyday usage.
You were talking earlier about people from Generation Z talk in a certain way. Well, that's a vernacular that they've kind of accustomed themselves to.
Hey,
and it becomes language over time. It's going to become.
I did say that on God.
Yeah.
I think that's what they say, something like that. But vernacular. We got to find the definition of that in a second. But we're gonna move on to how to practice self-love. And we're gonna hit this one with two different. I guess like humans are self-aware. That's why we're perfect. And you have to show self-love for your body, the way you look, the way you physically feel. But you also have to show self-love to your mind and the self. And that light person that talks to you, not the ego. Don't let the ego fool you into thinking that it wants what's best for you. It always wants what's best for the ego. But for your mind, that person that talks to you with confidence and tells you got this, but doesn't become narcissistic in any capacity, Couple tips I can give you about practicing self-love. I do this all the time. I ride my bicycle as often as I do, from 10 to 20 miles here in Austin, Texas. Shout out to the city for spending money on the recent T-Bone Bridge, I think is what they're calling it, or T-Bone Project. $25 million spent there. I would love to look at the books. Maybe, with enough supporters, I can get to the point where I can start calling out who was involved with the project to make sure our tax dollars are used properly. But $25 million. It's a nice bridge. I use it. They have a little tunnel underneath the floodgates over by Pleasant Valley. And they used mosaic-style artwork that, tries to explain what Austin is. I think that's the best part about art. Physical love is crucial, Run around, jump. We don't do that enough. Everybody sits at home eating pizza rolls, trying to figure out which one's going to burn your mouth and which one is going to be like frozen. But just make sure that you find, and it's best if you find a group of people that practice the same activity, physical activity, but just understand what suits your abilities. You have no excuse. Excuses are like kittens. A lyric from Modest Mouse. Excuses are like kittens. People give them away. Don't give excuses, because when you give an excuse, most of the time you're just lying to the person. And if you lie to a friend, what I consider a friend, which is the most extreme definition of it, you're just lying to yourself. So, mental. This is the hardest one. Mental is very tough. We live in a world full of NPCs where they wake up and they go to sleep and they have zero idea, or they are not mentally equipped to even have the capacity to understand what that third face that I spoke about at the beginning of the episode is, That third face is the one you look at first thing in the morning when you go in the bathroom, and you got to make sure you're at peace with that face or the person behind it that you're looking at. Don't lie to them. Don't, show self-love, but also don't be ignorant to facts, beauty. There's numbers. Numbers don't lie. They don't have feelings. We could always do math to figure out what the group consensus of what beauty is, which is funny because speaking of before that, physical, I find that funny that the body positivity movement lost steam as soon as the Ozempic came out. To me, all that proves is nobody really likes to be out of shape and unhealthy and obese. They're just lazy, And you don't have to be the Chad. You just have to be better than you were the day before, and that's all that matters. Another reason, another way you could show self-love to your mind, social media. This is one that I have trouble with all the time because I just, try to quiet the voices by always keeping my mind busy either through sounds or just looking at my phone. Very addicting. These devices are made to be addicting. You only have so much social bandwidth to go throughout the day. Understand this about yourself. It's okay. It's part of being human. You only have so much physical energy and so much mental energy. Use that social bandwidth accordingly,
And that's been in the news recently with Mark Zuckerberg.
Because people are asking these questions finally.
Mm-hmm. It's important that they're talking about it.
Guys, we have loot boxes for Gen Zers that grew up with stimulating the part of the brain for gambling. It's ridiculous, But you got to train yourself because we are in trying times with all the stuff that's happening. But yeah, social media, guys, limit it. If it's not something that's gonna make you a better person, and it's just brain rot, which is what I'm guilty of. Like the time and a place, just for everything, and always moderation.
Yeah, no doom scrolling.
God, I do that all the time. I do that.
So
I hate
easy
it.
to do these days.
We are social creatures, guys. Protect your energy. Guard it dearly. There are only so many hours in the day, even though time is a human construct, in my opinion. This is on me, not science. Just guard it dearly. Guard your accessibility to people, and always make sure that you are who you hang out with. So make sure that the people that you decide to spend this limited time and energy that you have and time on this earth, you feel proud to spend time with them. That's what I've been so lucky to have, such a great team and production quality, and we're only going to go up from here. So
I saw a really neat cartoon where it says, you only live once.
where you can watch cartoons, man, you're already
It's
like
a
where
comic. It's like a comic strip. And
Oh, is that what is it called? No. What do they call it? A graphical novel.
Yeah, it was like a comic strip in the newspaper.
I'm joking.
And
man.
it was like, you only live once. And then the guy goes, no, you only die once, but you live every day.
That's right.
Really good. Well written.
And I have to start doing that. Benji hold me to it. I got to start writing. Maybe you can find out who makes that quote. Jarvis. Let's see if you work this time. Confucius philosopher this says, every person has three faces. Let's see if you can narrate it. Let's see. Yeah. Confucius philosopher, everyone has three faces. So guys, that's pretty much what I have for you in the sense of the main topic, the meat of the pie. Is that what you call it, Benji? Meat of the pie?
I call it the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes,
So you got the meat. This is the main part of your story. And then the potatoes are going to be, that's kind of your starch. And it's going to be interesting, but it kind of goes with the meat.
Yo, I've learned so much about Benji. He's got a couple Western projects. I think right now Western culture with Texas having all this influx of people and companies, especially in tech. We're already a badass state. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. We're the only state that kept that clause that we could always secede if we want to. Shout out to Texas.
No state taxes.
No state taxes, but they kill you and ruin you on the property taxes, which is ridiculous. And shout out to Florida. Apparently, they did away with, or they're trying to do away with property taxes, right? Jarvis, another question.
They're working on it.
Okay. Do we have an answer for the first question, which was to the Confucius philosopher? Okay, but I thought it was
yes, we have an answer. This everyone has three faces idea is not from Confucius. It is a modern saying often labeled as a Japanese proverb and often sometimes misattributed. In simple form, it means the first face is the public self, the version that you show the world. shaped by social expectations and politeness.
Facts.
So it sounds like it wasn't really Confucius, but it's something that's
Listen, let's make it.
It's still a
Let's
good
let's put
idea.
up. Let's make it me now. Fake news. Everything Benji's gonna say from now on. I came up with this first, and it's all my philosophy. I'm gonna start my own school of philosophy.
There you go. You can put your name under it. Iggy the Man says.
Sayisms.
Yeah, Iggyism.
But is that it? You read it?
Well, the three of them were. I said the first one. The second face is a personal self, the version you show to your close friends and your family, more relaxed and honest, but still somewhat guarded. The third face is the hidden self, the version you never show anyone, containing your deepest thoughts, your desires, your fears, and it is said to be your truest self. It's like you were saying, the mirror.
Guys, I always wake up and I project that third face to my friends and family for the most part. I mean, I probably adjusted a little bit, but I'm a completely different person in that first face, you know. That first face changes depending what the benefit is on how I interact with that person. Always be strategic. So, all right. Thank you, Benji. Thank you for that. Now,
You're welcome.
Before we give you the
Thank you,
field,
Jarvis.
Jarvis, thank you. My God, I still gotta upgrade you with processing. I'm sorry, but the AMD processors are hard right now, bro. They're expensive. I can't just be spending money on that. So I'm gonna leave you with my final thoughts, and I'm gonna do what I always do, which is what I started doing, and that I'm gonna stay doing, is always end with 2 feel-good clips. This time we have 2. Usually we have at least 1. But guys, self-love starts with you. With effort is where it starts. And in a world pumping us full of negativity, you owe it to yourself to be the strongest version that you can be and deserve to be in both mind and spirit. Don't forget, the best way to start is to surround yourself with real friends. Again, go take a look. Be a friend like a capybara. That's what I consider a friend is. The best animal ever. Doesn't ever get mad. Just the best. Because at the end of the day, guys, you are who you hang out with. It's just the facts. If you hang out with low lives, you're gonna be a low life. It doesn't mean you have to cut off everybody that doesn't. And I quote, my definition of friendship is somebody that every time they hang out with you, they expect you to be the best version of yourself, and they reciprocate that same energy. And you have to have trust in those friends that they want, that person that they think you can be is probably even better than them, because that's what a real friend does. They want you to be better than them. Wow, that's deep. Bars. So, feel good clip. First clip. It pretty much ties in. Benji, what was the name of the ice skating ring? The woman.
I sent you the clips. Let me.
I got you. I got it up here. Look. So is Olympics just happening? Ice Olympics or Winter Olympics? Alisa Liu. She was a Chinese-born national.
Originally.
Correct me when I'm wrong. That's why I have,
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we have Jarvis, but Jarvis doesn't want to talk because he has a very soft voice, so he doesn't like it. He's very miserable. Basically, she got adopted, just to collect, or not go over the top with details. She got adopted. She had the choice to compete in the Ice Olympics or Winter Olympics with either China, People's Republic of China, or with the best country there. I guess second country, Puerto Rico's best country, but second best, first best, most powerful, most influential country, America. She decided to compete with in America's side. And the reason I'm playing this clip is because she got the win. And people always say that makes America great is our diversity. And I don't think that's it. I think what makes America great is our collective ability to share the identity and pride, because you should feel proudful, and you should carry weight when you are an American. And it should make you feel something. It should mean something. It should benefit you. It should open doors. It should be amazing, guys, because no matter where you're at, even if you don't agree with your neighbor, and your neighbor is the worst of the worst, as long as obviously not a PDF, because those are the worst people in the world. The PDFs are the worst people in the world. Guys, there's always, through allowing yourself to banter with them, that person that you don't like, just make an effort to be better and be the one that engages with them in a positive way, just to figure out and see if there's a middle ground. So that's the beauty of America. It doesn't matter where you're from, how much I hate you, what you are, what color, what irrational feeling I have on why I don't get along with you outside of being an American. We should definitely share some common beliefs by being Americans. That's why you got to vet people. Again, shout out to immigration episode. Take a look. Immigrants, do we really need them? Anyways, sorry, tangent. Happens sometimes. But yeah, here we go. It is Winter Olympics. This is a 60-minute clip, or from the show, America show, and it's skater Alisa Liu, and why it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people, because she was able to accomplish this by having a coach that she made herself vulnerable to lead her, which is shout out to Benji, because I do that with Benji.
And a very interesting thing about it too is that she quit at one point. And talking about self-love, fitting into what we were talking about, she just decided when she was younger, she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then
everybody gets burnt out, Benji.
She got burned out, but then she decided to come back. And I think sometimes you got to do that. You got to take a step away.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with stepping back and coming. What is it? So. See, I know these quotes, and I'm not good with names, but what is it? The army that takes a step back and retreats doesn't mean they're retreating because they've lost the war. They're retreating because they're trying to fight another day. We're always fighting out here, guys. Come on. So here's the video. Sorry, we'll get lost. Me and Benji, big brains.
Her attachment to her coaches can be literal. This harness and what looks like a fishing pole help reel her in before she falls. But eventually, they have to let her go.
No. Nah.
This is what it takes to become
See,
a champion.
Benji, this is just like when we banter about what shorts we approve.
In pursuit of perfection.
One more.
I saw that when you were training, and they're like, okay, that's good. And you're like, one more, one more.
Yeah.
You don't need somebody pushing you.
Yo, she caught a lot of flack
determination.
from the People's Republic of China because she didn't want to be part of the Chinese
struggling, actually.
America, baby.
It makes me feel alive.
She's from Oakland, too.
From where?
Oakland, California.
Yo, what is it with Oakland? I think it's a struggle. I think it's the fact that Oakland is such a rough city that it toughens you up. I think toughness, physical and mental, is what creates the real self, that third face.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because if you don't go through tribulations, you've never really been challenged.
She's a really good example of that, the third face of, she came back and found her true self. Yo,
I bet you guys, if you look up, I'm not going to do this because, this is not a ice skating or a winter sport podcast. But I bet you if you look up how she first met her coach, because me and Benji have an amazing story. We got introduced with through a mutual friend of ours.
Christopher,
with a K.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Christopher. I bet you if you look up how her and her coach met, there's probably some super deep story that allowed for her to just come back in.
I think what I read or what I saw was that her dad connected her to a coach, and then when she left, the coach really respected that she came back, and it was the same.
Well, it wasn't the same coach.
I think you're right. I think it was a different coach.
I don't know. We'll have to look, guys. If you know, shout out. If you know, shout out on the comments. Find out, because we're not gonna do it. We got too many things going on. But man, that's what it is. I think me and Benji a little bit more because I like to be personable. That's what we're sitting on the couch with Sophia. She's tired because I walked her a lot today. When our buddy introduced us together, our buddy, Talking about you, Christopher. Oh, you're back, Joe. Jarvis. When our buddy Christopher introduced me to Benji, this is so funny. This is how you know he's a real friend, because they will almost pull the rug from under you to see how you react. And he brought up, we were at a bar. Shout out to Latchkey. And Christopher brought up to Benji.
Over on the east side here in Austin.
E6. Shout out.
Austin, Texas.
Christopher made a comment about, I had this idea of doing a podcast. And I didn't even expect him to say anything like that. But then Benji got real intrigued. And then we came over at a reasonable hour. I think it was 10 p.m.
I've been wanting to do one. We had been talking. I'd been saying I wanted to do a podcast about the local news and a little bit of what's going on in national news. So. And
this is how you know your real friends will always create tribulations in your life, especially with things like that. When they allow you to meet their peers, their support system, is that they came over to my place at a reasonable time, and Benji kept hyping me up, obviously, setting me up. Maybe if I was a perpetual victim, I would say manipulating me and telling me, be like, Iggy, you have what it takes. You just be on movies, do this and that and the other. And he said it 5 times. And on the 5th time, I go, okay, fine, Benji.
Is that how you remember the story? That's interesting. Yeah.
I have a very emotional, colorful memory because I'm Puerto Rican and we're full of emotions. And that was the funniest part, the fact that guy, Christopher with a K, no, first he extends the olive branch and then he goes, well, let's see how much he wants it. And then started telling Benji, don't get him hyped up. Don't do that. Don't, he doesn't need to hear that. He doesn't want it. And, we did the intro. The intro was what, a minute? It was the shortest episode.
Yeah, because we were testing the waters.
And then I stayed through it. And man, you got to surround yourself with the right people. You are who you hang out with, guys. That just solidifies everything. And I got one more clip. So when we leave this tangent,
we are, episode 13.
Episode 13. Guys, shout out IggyThaMan. Join Patreon coming up soon. Support me. The more you support me, the more mess I can talk to the people you want me to talk mess to. I'm trying to talk to the highest of highs, why did we pay $25 million on a T-bone bridge? Where did that money go to? I don't know. We have questions, guys. Here we ask questions and we get them answered. So, on the end of that, feel good episode, and I'll leave you with this. Winter Olympics. America, #1 country in the world. Biggest influence in the world. We're pretty much 30% of the world, I would say. Both the men's team and women's team hockey beat. I don't know the second one. Find out. I know men beat Canada.
Yeah, the men beat Canada.
Who did the women beat?
I could find out.
Okay, well, see, Ashley would know that. Guys, Ashley's not here, so Snoopy's filling in. She'll be here soon. We have some good episodes that we need that feminine energy, to push back. Because, Ashley does push back. She's very opinionated, very smart. But yeah, man, America's just out here creating, freak of nature's specimens. Whether they did it with good faith or accidentally, or they did it, through less than flattering previous historical actions. All right, women's team in hockey on the Winter's Olympic. U.S. women's team on Winter Olympics hockey. Wow, dude, my ESL is really.
So the female team beat Canada as well.
Oh my God, Canada. Yo, we might as well just, guys.
They won an overtime.
Yeah, both of them overtime.
2-1.
Guys, hey, leave in the comments if America should annex Canada or at least make it a territory like Puerto Rico, Come on, guys. Let's be honest. If we beat you in hockey in your own sport, like
Controversy.
Controversy. What is it? Sorry, I forgot what I was thinking. Anyways, we'll leave you with this. This is great. It's a great break. Guys, you're the best. Sign in, like, subscribe. Benji, final thoughts or anything before I play the closing clip?
No, I like this episode. I like talking about being better. I like
Yo, somebody over there wants your attention. You say it. No, make him say it. Make him say it. Make him say it. Make him say it. You say it.
Canada cheated on curling.
Oh, wow. Hey, listen, it's only cheating if you get caught. Let's be honest. Tom Brady proved that. So
they got caught, it sounds like.
Yo, if you get caught, you cheated, bro. Take
Curling,
take it like a pride. Like you tried your best.
How low is that to get caught on cheating on curling?
Again, it's only cheating if you get caught, bro. It's all fair in war and love.
Did you ever do track? Did you ever do the curling and did you do track in high school?
No, I was too busy dating cheerleaders and being awesome.
That is you got me. I don't even know what to say.
Jarvis, I thought you didn't have a voice.
Jarvis is speechless.
Anyways, guys, you're awesome. Like the episode, subscribe, look for me on everything, support me in any capacity. I promise you I'm going to bring better and higher and more outlandish, outrageous shows. And we got to keep Sophia healthy. She's 10 years old, and I don't know how much longer I have with her. So, trying to get her, I don't know what I'm trying to get her. Maybe I'll try to get her mind downloaded into Planeteer's technology and just, make a dog version of it.
That'd be an interesting episode.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like...
It's not Sophia. It's a copy of Sophia.
There's a sci-fi story where they did that, where the dog can talk.
Okay, guys. Hey, shout out to the big brains in the back, super dorks. Guys, align yourself with the biggest dorks that you know, because they're only going to make you smarter, even though they're always going to make you feel less than adequate. Love you guys. Self-love. Love y'all. Talk. Here's the episode. Winter sports, USA men's and women hockey team winning on overtime. Stunning.